Hi, everyone. It's Marco Brown. I wanted to talk to you about something I've seen online quite a bit lately, and that's how to deal with the coronavirus outbreak and parent time, and specifically spring break or holiday parent time. So, these are some considerations I've come up with to help you think through the situation. I'm not going to give you a hard and fast answer because there are just too many moving parts, but these are considerations that you should look at when determining how to deal with parent time and spring break and the coronavirus. So, number one is, and I have some notes I'm going to look at here, you need to work together as a couple. This might be hard for some divorced parents, but you really need to come together at this time because that is what judges and commissioners here in Utah expect of you. So, what I mean by come together is you need to talk to each other. You need to come up with a plan for how to deal with this. You need to come up with a plan for spring break and a plan for parent time, come to a consensus on it, and then execute that. That's what judges expect. That's what commissioners expect. If you are seen as the parent mucking up the works or trying to time grab, right? Grab more time with your kid during a pandemic like this, the judges and commissioners are going to come down super, super hard on you. That is not what you want. You need to work together during this period of time. All right, the second thing is follow your attorney's advice. Your attorney is the expert on your case. I've seen a lot of people online looking for excuses not to follow their attorney's advice, looking for excuses to withhold their child, do exactly the opposite of what their attorney says. Bad way to go about this. Follow your attorney's advice. You pay your attorney a lot of money to give you good advice. Follow it. Third consideration is not all areas are affected the same by coronavirus. If I'm in, so say I'm in your shoes and my ex wants to fly in an airplane to Seattle and take my kid there right now for spring break, there's not a chance I am going to accept that and I'm going to allow that. There's just not, because Seattle is the epicenter of coronavirus in the United States, and flying in a plane is a really bad idea, and I'll get to more of that later. So I'm just going to say no. But if my ex wanted to drive down to St. George with my kid, then that's a totally different sort of thing. Places are affected in very different ways by coronavirus, and you have to take that into consideration. Number four, know and follow the coronavirus guidelines or laws in your state or city. Different cities, different states are dealing with this in very, very different ways. San Francisco is essentially on complete and total lockdown. I don't even know in San Francisco whether or not you could leave the house with your kid to walk to the other person's house to do a parent time exchange. I don't know. They've locked everything down there. But other cities do it very differently. Other states are taking a different sort of tack. So you need to know what it's like in your local area and try to follow those guidelines and laws as much as humanly possible. And this is, again, the interplay or the communication that you need to have with your ex. You need to sit down, you need to talk about these things, you need to look it up together, come up with a plan, and then execute on the plan during this period of time. The fifth consideration is air travel is less safe than car travel. So like I said, if you're flying right now, I don't think that's a good idea at all. That seems to be a transmission agent to me. But traveling in a car is a totally different sort of deal because you get to control your environment much more in a car than you do in an airplane. You're away from people. You're not breathing the same air. You're just much safer and can take much better precautions in a car. So that needs to be consideration as well. And then number six is trade time. So if you decide that you just can't trade for spring break right now, it just doesn't work, you're putting people in danger in your household, or you're putting your child in danger, and you need to put the kibosh on that. You need to trade that time. So if your ex doesn't get spring break because of this, you need to work out when your ex is going to make up that parent time. It's either weekends, or if it's a big block of time like spring break is, it's 7 to 10 days depending on how the holiday schedule works here in Utah. Then you would add 7 to 10 days maybe on the very first part of the spring break, or not spring break, sorry, the summer break that the other parent gets. So there are 1,000 different ways to trade parent time, but that needs to be kind of baked into the cake right now. You need to decide on those sorts of things right now so you're not fighting about it 2 months, 3 months from now. Get on the same page, communicate, trade time, be reasonable, work together during this period of time. If you need help with your divorce, if you need help with modifications, paternities, anything like that, give us a call. Our number is 801-685-9999, or look at us on the web, www.utdivorceattorney.com. Thanks, everyone.